Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. I'm Larry Olson, and I wanted to share a little bit of information that I think you'll find very intriguing. It's all about the statements that we make to ourselves and what happens to us from a neurological perspective. In other words, what does our brain do with the thought that we just gave it? And this particular thought is when you're in a situation and you're planning or you're dreaming or you're allowing yourself the opportunity to imagine beyond what you currently have, there's an obstacle that generally presents itself to most people. And it's this: I don't have the resources. Now, the resources could be a multitude of things. It could be the fact that you're not knowledgeable in that area. You don't have the money to finance it. You don't have the talent to be able to pull it off. Perhaps you don't feel you have the discipline. You know, you're really good at starting things, but finishing them can be a challenge. Well, let's just create an opportunity right now to have that all just vanish. And instead of using, which I would consider it to be an excuse, because if you did have the resources, then what? And I would challenge you to ask yourself that. Well, you know, I'd do it if I had the resources. Okay, let's say you have the resources. What are you going to do now? You know, and most people haven't gone that far. So they get stuck. They don't know what the next step is because they haven't allowed their brain, which is just waiting for instruction. And it's doing what it's been taught to do. When you tell it you don't have the resources, it no longer looks for them for you. Why would it? It's no different than thinking you're not good at remembering names. Why would you listen to the name when it's shared with you to begin with? Remember, you're the one who's thinking about what you're going to say when they're done talking, so you never heard the name. And the reason you didn't hear the name is because you're not good at remembering them. So why would you follow me? That's not only the simplicity of the power of our brain, but it's also the magnificence. Now check this out. You're born with over 100 billion neurons, okay? You can store information that will absolutely blow your mind. Do you know what your brain is capable of doing for those of you that say, I don't have the resources? This remarkable brain with over 100 billion neurons, as I mentioned earlier, can store over 13 million hours of television. Now think about that. 13 million hours. Now, if you live to be 100, that's 876,000 hours. And your brain can hold 13 million hours. So, what does that mean? It means you don't have to have the resources. You just need to know that you're resourceful. Now, what does resourceful mean? It means that you'll be able to pull it off. You'll be able to figure it out. You don't have to figure it out now. The brain does not need to know how now. And how, more often than not, will keep people from moving forward. Well, how am I going to do it if I don't have the money? Well, what if you did have the money? What would you do? Do you remember I started my business with basically without a business, without business cards, without the program, I just had all the knowledge stored inside of me, most of which I'd become unaware of because I'd never challenged myself with the right statements to allow my brain to now draw off of my resources. And what did I do? I created a business that's been going on for over 28 years now. Now, is it because I'm brilliant? Not any more than you. I still have the same brain you do. You still have the same brain I do. But the difference, again, is understanding the magnificence of this brain instead of paying attention to what you already know. You know, it's not what we know that holds us back, but thinking we do that does. So, challenge for you. The next time you go, you know, well, if I had the resources, take a little time out and go, whoa, I forgot. I've got a brain that's resourceful. All I need to ask it is find me the information. helped me begin to become aware of what's already been out there, but I wouldn't allow myself to see it because I never gave myself permission. And by the power you've given to me, I grant you the permission to continue to be remarkable. Now, I'm messing around a little bit with you on that, but you know what? Most of us were never given the permission. The permission to be great, the permission to be lovely, the permission to be wonderful, the permission to be more than we currently think we're capable of. And remember, this brain is capable of whatever you allow yourself to conceive, it definitely will achieve. So welcome to not only the channel, but to 2024. It's all yours, waiting to be opened.